I get to sit here and have a conversation with my wife about random things.
Yeah.
Sometimes she's attacking me. Sometimes we're having
I don't mean to attack
general conversations.
I don't
Sometimes
mean to
she comes on here just to try to air me out so the internet can side with her. She looks forward to the comments to see how many people are going to side with her. It is what it is.
I don't really care who sides with me.
Yeah, you do.
I know I have a different thought process on a lot of things. So I don't really care.
I'm talking about.
And welcome back to another episode of Life After I Do. I'm your host, Nesha G, and I'm here with my husband. This is when I take my water break.
Moelethal.
Hey, baby.
Hey, Boskis.
How you doing?
I am refreshed.
Oh, yes, I'm on your face. Let me see.
What is it?
Oh, no. Looks like a wingworm.
Don't play my life. Don't play my life. Don't play my life. You just mad because
I knew if I said that, you'd have been like, what?
You just mad because your beard ain't luxurious like mine.
No, I just did mine. Can you tell? I got rid of it today. I did my mustache. I did my eyebrows.
How you doing, Buskies?
I'm good. Can you tell for real that I did my mustache?
I can never tell.
Because, it doesn't grow in super thick. It'd be like thin.
It's patchy.
It's not patchy.
It's patchy.
I do not have a patchy mustache. Don't even play my life.
Patchy.
Don't even play my life.
You know what I mean?
I'm even across the board. Don't.
It definitely don't match the grapes. You know what I mean?
I'm happy you're feeling refreshed. I'm happy you're feeling refreshed. I know you've had a heck of a week.
We're not talking about that. How was your week?
How was your week?
I don't want to relive the trauma.
It's not traumatic. You just had a long week at work.
It was a really long week.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
It was just...
I felt for you.
It was just mishap after mishap, causing me to work longer than I wanted to every day.
Now, let me ask you something. When you feel like you are having a day where everything is going wrong, do you continuously be like in that negative headspace? And if so, do you think that perpetuates more negativity to come your way?
This is not part of the podcast.
I'm asking you.
And I would say,
like if something wrong,
not always. Sometimes I try to let's see the positive in
just
it,
take
right?
it for what it is.
And sometimes it works, and sometimes it don't.
It didn't work last week.
It didn't. Not at all.
It didn't work.
That's why I had to take the mental health day.
Yeah. Hey, but at least when you had broke down, you were close to home.
That made it worse.
No, it didn't, because I came and I met you to bring you your medicine.
It made it worse for me because I was
because you knew you were so close to home.
I was like, I could lock this truck and just go home and be done for the day.
No, you couldn't do that. You'd probably lose your job. So
I could have took a Uber right home.
Right. Well, you wouldn't have had to take an Uber home. I would have picked you up.
He was cooking.
He was around the corner. Yeah. He was around the corner.
But other than that, my week was good.
Yeah, the week was good.
Other than those first 3 days, I think I ended up working something like 28 hours. No, not 28 hours. It was like 20.
I thought it was like 24 or 26.
It was like 24 hours in the first 2 days, and I was at like 30. I was at like 37 by day 3, and I was like, yeah, I got one more day of this, and I'm done.
And I'm gonna tap out.
And I'm done.
But it kind of throws the week off though, because like you're normally off on like Friday and Saturday, and then you were off Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it's
when I'm home, y'all act like y'all gotta be bougie.
Our wrists are broken.
Y'all act like y'all bougie, and now it's Thursday. I'm like, okay, you cooking? You home?
I'm not gonna cook, but you will eat.
And then here my bougie daughter. Dad, can you take me to pho? And can I have pancake restaurant? I said, at one point she said, I just want to sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
I said, who are you?
Like when we went to dinner, she was like, we weren't going to go. Well, we were going to a restaurant, but we didn't tell her like we were going to sit down or anything. She goes, but can we go inside the restaurant and sit down? Yes, Phoenix. We can go inside the restaurant. Now, she don't want to go to stores. She don't want to go shopping, but she likes to sit down at restaurants.
She'll sit down in a restaurant and eat all day.
If I be like, okay, let's go to Target, unless she's getting
Not
something, she'll be like,
Target.
nope. I'll be like, okay, well, like, let's go to, if I say we go into the makeup store, she'll go there.
No,
But after that,
the funniest thing is when you take her to Hobby Lobby.
oh, she can't stand
Not Hobby
Michael's.
Lobby.
Michael, she don't like any of my craft stores. Like when I go to the vinyl shop, she don't like any of that. She'd be like, oh my God.
When she asked you if she could stay in the car.
That's how she do. Like even when I went to Simply Blended, I was like, she's the one who asked me. She was like, Mom, can we get an acai bowl? I was like, yeah, we can get one. She was like, but I'm gonna stay in the car. How you gonna request something and not even get up to go get it?
She said, "It's above me now."
And then she was like, get an extra spoon so we can share. You didn't put in on this.
How was your week, Booskies?
My week was, again, mid. I'm coming out of it though. I can feel myself coming out of it. Like I was getting a little bit more energy. Like when I was cleaning up the kitchen and stuff, and I told Phoenix to go upstairs and get my headphones. I was like, get my headphones because I needed to finish the pod, like listen to my podcast and stuff. And like, it's Friday.
Oh, I thought you was down here listening to Kevin Gates.
No, I was down here listening to my podcast, my murder podcast and stuff.
Oh,
so I was getting hype. That sounds weird. Like I was getting hype off murder.
Off of murder. Yes.
That's not what I meant.
Yes, that's what you said.
I meant that like my energy was coming back because we had also had breakfast. Mm-hmm. So like I had some really good potatoes for breakfast. So I was feeling good instead of feeling sluggish.
Y'all spoiled, man. Y'all are spoiled rotten. It's ridiculous.
I put on my headphones and I was listening to like my murder podcast and stuff. And I was like, okay, like let's get into the groove of things. So I was like, I got some energy. Like, let me knock this out. So I felt good.
I'm happy you felt better because
I'm coming out of it. I didn't say like I felt better. I'm starting to feel better.
I'm happy you're starting to feel better because I was looking at you over this past week and I was like, well, she just ain't got it this week. She ain't got it.
But I tell you, lump on a log.
I said, she ain't got it.
Lump on a log.
Look here, y'all. When I come home like 2-3 days straight and my wife is wearing the same shirt, I say, yeah, it's one of them weeks. Like she pretty much said they go get the version of the kind of shit they get.
Hey, when I get like that, what I think to myself is, as long as y'all are fed and y'all are safe,
as long as we got the bare minimum, she happy.
Because that's all. But that's all I have to give. Like, and it really bugs me because the way my brain works is in my head. Mm-hmm. No joke, in my head, I'm like, okay, let's do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this because I'm a list person. So I'll do like in my head, I'll write it out. I'm like, okay, this is what we need to get done today. But I don't be having enough juice in the tank or gas in the tank. Mm-hmm. And so I end up tiring myself out from the tasks in my head. Uh-huh. And then I only get to like one or two things, but I make sure to prioritize those things like, dinner.
So what you're saying is you out here a Tesla with 30% battery, huh?
It was rough. Like I had to look when I passed by myself.
Rough or roof?
It was rough. I passed by myself in the mirror and I was like, ooh, girl.
I wasn't gonna say that. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
I know you not talking.
I wasn't gonna.
I know you not. I know you not talking.
I said, my baby's going through something. I ain't gonna say that. I said, I'm gonna give her till about Saturday.
Yeah, see, and I'm starting to come around already. Like I'm starting to get. I don't know if I'm getting like dopamine in there, like whatever is happening. Whatever starts to happen, it's starting to, I'm feeling it. And it's coming back around.
I knew you were feeling with that stunt you pulled earlier with the watermelon.
What stunt? What, because I was eating the watermelon with my fingers?
And where were you placing the seeds?
Oh, I was putting the watermelon seeds in your belly button.
You doing too much.
Your belly button is like the perfect little pocket. And so I was laying.
It's not for watermelon seeds.
I know, but I got them out. It's just for the time being, I didn't have anywhere to put the seeds.
We're sitting there.
And I'm looking at your belly button. I was like, his belly button's like a perfect little cup.
We're laying on the couch, eating watermelon together, canoodling.
And I was laying in between his legs.
And I'm like,
on his tummy.
On my stomach. And I said, I know you are not putting.
I was putting the watermelon seeds.
I am not Beyonce.
Goodbye.
Don't do that to me.
What? Your belly button is like a cup. It's like, literally is like a perfect little cup. Okay, so I was just. It was like an ashtray.
What we got today?
I was just putting them in there.
What we got today?
Oh,
because we done with this one.
You don't want to finish telling me you had a bad week? Okay.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't great.
But it's getting better,
As
right?
long as I got paid.
Because you're with me and Fee, so now it's automatically.
I mean,
better.
it was better because I got to play NCAA football. I've been wanting to play. You know, that's all I'm stuck
Is
on.
that the one where you got the free trial?
No, I got to try that. Then I bought the game. Yeah.
He's like, I got 3 more hours left. How many hours did they give you as a free
get 10.
trial?
Yeah.
Just enough to get you hooked.
Yeah.
But just not enough to.
I was hooked in the first hour. I already knew.
What game is it?
NCAA.
Oh.
That's the one.
I don't think I can play games like that.
You can't play football games?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Like, I like the shooter games that you be having, but I just can't play them for long periods at a time because legit everything starts to look the same. Like, my eyes can't differentiate. Like, it really can't.
You guys can what?
Differentiate. You know, I know how to say it. You're just trying to trip me up.
Y'all, she pulled at me. He always get on me when I can't say certain things.
I do not get on you.
I know what you mean.
I don't get on you. But yes, my eyes just mesh everything together.
Yeah. Can't tell the difference, huh?
That's what we're going to say. Can't tell the difference. No, I can't tell the difference.
Okay. What we got today?
Yeah. I feel like this, like I've never, my bad. Never turned my phone off. My bad. This clip is the truest thing that I have heard in a while.
Okay.
And when I heard it, I was like, oh yeah. Let me play that for him to get his perspective and to see if he agrees.
All right.
Okay, you ready?
Nobody tells you when you have kids how much you're going to miss your partner. Nobody talks about that.
You better stop preaching here.
Nobody talks
We going
about
to church? Is that what we doing?
And
Yeah.
Come on now.
and my wife Rachel and I have gone through this episode.
Yes, sir.
Like and we have a 3.5-year-old and a 1.5-year-old.
Yeah.
And so we've kind of done it twice in the last 4 years, where you have to like redefine yourself.
Yeah.
And you get so stuck trying to take care of this human being, and all of your oxytocin is focused on this point that you forget to point any of it at each other.
Yes.
And this is where that parallel living comes up, and it takes active intervention to prevent it. Like you can't just
There's no
figure it
button.
out.
Wow. Facts. What he said was 100% facts.
Right?
100% facts.
Right?
And it's weird because it happens without you noticing what's happening.
Yeah.
It's like you have a child and now everything is devoted to the well-being of the child. Every action, every spare moment, you know what I'm saying? Especially when the newborn, and it's every 3 hours of this. It's 20,000 diaper changes. It's 5 or 6 times you got to change the clothes. I mean, I think it got to the point now we just say, you know what, don't leave her in her diaper and put a bib on her, because we're not going to keep ruining these clothes. And then we got to the point where we only put on clothes just so we wouldn't waste the clothes with new tags on.
Yeah.
So, but it is fact. I think even now that our child is older, we still have to be mindful of when we haven't spent time with one another.
Yeah.
You know, because we get so lost in the experience of being parents, and you know the daunting task, which is her schedule.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to my sister today, and I was saying, well, I mean, it's kind of hard for us to plan anything because everything we do is dictated by her schedule.
Right.
We want to make sure she's at all of her things. So what he was saying, I agree with. That was one part of parenting. No one prepared me for. I didn't know about. And I think I just got to the point. I get to the point now where I call him I miss you.
Yeah.
Right.
We do that
Like
often.
I miss you.
Yeah.
Like I don't miss the family.
Yeah.
Like I miss you.
We got a lot of the family.
Like,
Just you.
I miss you. Like if I can get a couple days without her.
Yeah. And then,
Sign me
or
up.
like the times when we do get like a date or we can squeeze some time in and we're having a good time and we'll be like, oh, I still like you.
Yeah.
Like for real, you still real cool people. Like,
Yeah. You got to, and
you still cool people. That happens all the time.
and it's like, and it's something you don't realize that's important until it's an issue. Because I do feel like whenever we're butting heads, often or whenever we just can't seem to be on the same page,
short-tempered.
or we're short-tempered, it's just like it's our body saying, "Hey, y'all need to go get in that bubble."
We haven't had, we call it bubble time. We haven't had bubble time.
Go get in that bubble.
Like when you start irritating me, like because I know for me, it's when every little thing really starts to get to me. Like even if you take a deep breath,
little step I take.
if you in a bed and you take a deep breath or something, or I'd be like, "What you taking
Hold
such
on.
a deep
Hold
breath
on.
for?"
Let me tell y'all something. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. She popped up. I was getting ready for work. She popped up in the bed and said, "Well, why are you walking so hard?"
Yeah, he was walking. He was walking hella hard through the house, and I was like, "Seriously? Some of us are trying to sleep, and you are walking like each leg weighs 250 each." I couldn't understand it.
I was like, "What are you?" I'm just regularly.
You
walking.
weren't regularly walk. You were not regularly walking. You were walking so heavy, and I was like, I pre-prepped your breakfast so that I didn't have to get up at the same time. And then I still ended up being awakened because you were walking so damn heavy.
But at the same time, like I wasn't bothering you. I was just
you were bothering me because you woke me up.
Okay, well I was just walking around trying to get ready. I was trying to be as quiet as possible. I got everything together. I got dressed. I had extra time. I went downstairs, packed my lunch and stuff that you had put together, put everything together, grabbed my breakfast, came upstairs, went to my office, closed the door. I was like, I'm gonna close my door.
I heard that too.
Oh my God. So I guess I just
was like, this cat is really trying to ruin the 30 minutes I saved myself.
The 30 minutes.
He is really right. I can't have nothing. Like in my brain, I was like, I can't have nothing. I can't even have my 30 minutes that I tried to carve out for
That's
myself.
how I felt last night when I was trying to relax. She was like, "Can you use a massage gun on me?" I'm like,
my back was hurting.
I was like, I'm just trying to relax.
I mean, you still got to relax.
It was interrupted.
Oh, well, you should have told me. I told you could tell me no. Didn't I say that?
Okay,
I was like,
okay.
just tell me
That's
no.
Too much of a tangent.
I was like, just tell me no. But yeah, it's the truth. And I think, it made me go back all the way to like, even when we first started trying, like, for fee, right?
Oh, the best years of my life.
It's like you go through this stage where it's just us two, right? We were coming and going as we please. We would go out, we would do our thing, like whatever it was.
Right.
Then we moved into the stage where it's like, okay, we've made the decision that we want to have kids, and now we're going to actively try to have kids. And so there was like a whole nother level of bonding there, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's like we are like we have a purpose, Mm-hmm. Then we get pregnant, and then there's a whole nother level of bonding there because it's like it's our first child. It's really exciting. We're both experiencing something new. It's like, I'll have a pregnant wife, or my husband's here. I'm pregnant. Like it's like a whole different thing, right? Mm-hmm. Then the baby comes. And then it's like your whole world is kind of turned upside down for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then you both are experiencing things that you have never experienced before, right? And then like as time goes by and you're raising the child or you're interacting with the child, like you said, it's something that you don't really notice that happens. It's just your being and your body and your mind just becomes attuned to all your energy putting into the child, mm-hmm. right? Like making sure the child's fed, making sure the child is safe, making sure, and then as they get older, it's like all the things like making sure they're in a great school, making sure they get what they need, making sure, the people they're around. And it's just like a constant consumption of worrying about the kid, you know what I mean? And so I feel like that's why it's so easy for it to happen where if you're not conscious about it, or if you're not intentional about making sure you're constantly cultivating the relationship with your partner, you can look up after like 5 years, 10 years and be like, I don't know who you are. Like,
look at this stranger.
Look at the stranger.
Right.
There's a stranger
right.
here, and then not only that, you topple that with the individual changes that each person is going through, right? Yep. Like you're having a whole life experience and I'm having a whole life experience. And if we don't come together to kind of like tune in with each other and catch up, and like me being in tune with what you've got going on, or how you're changing, or how your perspectives are changing in life, or how your views are changing in life, then it's like you start to grow apart. Like I think that's literally what growing apart can be and can look like. And it's like at some point before you even get that far, I think everyone has that moment where it's like, I miss my partner. Like I do. I miss I miss you. I miss like you calling up, or like me calling up and being like, okay, be ready by 7. Like we're gonna go out.
See, that's something that irritates me too. Because I feel like even when we get the time together, we're talking about her.
Yeah, but remember last time when we went out for my birthday, what was it? Was it this past year when we went to Dwayne's? And we were like, we said to ourselves in the car,
we're not going to talk
in
about
the car, we are not talking about her. We're not going to look at pictures. We're not going to talk about what we're doing for the next season of anything.
Nope.
We're not going to talk about nothing.
This is strictly about me and you.
But the fact that we even had to have that conversation,
There's a problem.
that's the problem.
Right.
That was the problem.
It's something that we can't. It's something that we can't switch off. It's
Yeah.
like we're constantly thinking and talking about our child.
Yeah.
Because let's just be honest.
Yeah.
She's the majority of our life right now. Like she is the sole purpose of the. She's the sole reason, I should say, of why we do what we do. Like we're trying everything in our power to make the best.
Create the best childhood for her.
For her, because we want her to experience things that we didn't experience and have things that we didn't have, and so forth and so on. So it's like it's really hard to like see the disconnect when you're in the moment.
Yeah.
But it is like something like I when I see it, I'm like, look here, just like because I got to be watching myself. Because sometimes when I'm like, I'm looking at her like, look, you in a way of me and my wife, and I need you to go.
But you know what? When you say that too, I think that's why she always tries to be like involved in our relationship so much, because even when she's having a moment where she's like flip mouthed or she's being disrespectful, you're always like, do not disrespect my wife. You know what I mean? And you like apologize to my wife. Like you very rarely, you're like, you don't talk that way to your mother. Like you might say that, but you're usually like, don't speak that way to my wife, or you're not going to disrespect my wife.
Because you were my wife before you were her mother.
Right. And so with her, I think that's why she's always like, oh, when I get a husband, oh, I can't wait to have a husband. And mom, when I'm going to be a wife. And I'm always like, girl, like you barely 7, just calm down. But but I think when you verbalize things like that to her, in her mind, it's almost like, okay, when I get older, my husband is going to like protect me like that. You know what I mean? Like, I think.
I hope so.
But I think for her, I'm assuming, but I think for her, that's what happens in her mind, But when we have conversations, while we were talking about the vacation, like you and I going on a vacation, she was like, oh no, like, can it be a family holiday? It's like, first of all, we're not in Europe. We don't refer to it as a holiday. It is a vacation.
She could be whoever she want to be.
Second of all, I said, we will take a vacation, like as a family. I was like, but daddy and I just want to go somewhere like just us. And then she was like, why you always want to be with your husband?
Because we tired of you.
And I told her, I said, because I love him.
Because we tired of you.
But it's just an interesting dynamic that we go from being in like this pod of love, right? And not really being able to see too many things beyond ourselves, to now there's a whole human being that's in between us, not in a negative way, but that's in between us, that now consumes majority of our attention and majority of our brain span. Like,
because I look at it like this: like we were together, right? And I was giving you 100% of my love and attention. I was getting 100% of your love and attention, and then we had this beautiful being, and now I'm giving her half, sometimes 60%. You giving her 80%. Because you
giving her 80.
That's the mom you at.
Okay.
So you giving, and I'm accepting it because I understand. I get it.
Okay.
I ain't mad. A little salty, but I ain't mad.
You mad because I don't cut up your apples like I cut yours up?
It's cool.
Wait, side note, I just saw a TikTok today and he was talking about how he was like, why you don't do my apples like you do the boys' apples? He was like, you gave me an apple with the sticker still on it.
Right.
He was like, you cut theirs up and you peel them.
I get mad when you don't cut the top off my strawberries.
I know. It's ridiculous. Because you're an adult, babe.
But you gonna do it for her. And
she's a child. It's different. Would you like me to slice up your grapes too?
That's fine. And this is the disconnect that we be talking about. Because, it's like, I understand that we're both focusing on her.
Yeah.
And in a nutshell, we're kind of taking shortcuts with ourselves.
Oh, absolutely.
To give her the full pass.
Because there's no way that I'm getting 100% of you, and there's no way that you're getting 100% of me. And it is very likely that we have and we do neglect each other in some way, shape, or form at times.
I know I'm neglected. I know I'm neglected.
You neglected? Okay. You can stop looking at the camera that way. Anyways, yeah, but I think that's also just like a natural order of things, you know? But I will say that us being a little bit more conscious about trying to take the little time, even like how we go to breakfast on Fridays, you know, like when she's in school. Like that's one of my favorite.
I cannot wait to school to go back.
Okay.
I am
okay, babe. I was thinking the exact same thing. What was it, last week? Because I was just like, it dawned on me. I was like, wait, what we doing? I was like, our breakfast dates. We haven't been on. And then we went yesterday as a family. And when we walked in, she was like, our server who normally is there who serves us, she was like, where have you guys been? It was like, girl, it's summer break. Like the kid is at home.
The dates are on break.
The dates are. So, I mean, even just me looking forward to Friday mornings, knowing that once I drop her off at school, we go have breakfast together, we have coffee together, like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That gave me something to look forward to. Mm-hmm. And then I think that it also keeps us, you know, like engaged, you know, and then of course doing the pod because we have to carve out time to sit and be with each other and do this too. So I think unknowingly, this created another avenue for us to spend time together.
Well, that's why I agreed to do it. I said, like,
well, that's why I agreed to do it.
I get to sit here and have a conversation with my wife about random things. Yeah. You know, sometimes she's attacking me. Sometimes we're having
I don't mean to attack
general conversations. Sometimes she comes on here just to try to air me out so the internet can side with her. She looks forward to the comments to see how many people are going to side with her. It is what it is.
I don't really care who sides with me.
Yeah, you do.
I know I have a different thought process on a lot of things. So I don't really care.
I'm talking about the stuff when you talking, but you're really talking to me.
I don't have to take subliminals.
Like, I will say I agree with you in the fact that we have done a good job of carving out time in little pockets where we
good effort.
Effort, right. Mm-hmm. Where we've carved out little pockets of time to spending with each other. Now, granted, like you said before, because it's summer break, we can't really do it. Really now, all we really have is that while she at practice, we'd be going to dinner.
Right, because we already got a double date tonight. When we drop her off, we go double date it up. I was like, her practices are 3 hours long, so that gives us plenty of time.
We drop her off at practice. We be like, where we gonna go?
Like, deuces.
We got enough time. We can go up to 30 miles away.
And then when we pick her up, she'd be like, I'm hungry. We'll pick you up something quick.
I'll get you some fries.
Yeah. You want some Chick-fil-A?
Right. So we've done a great job at that effort.
Making that effort.
But I also feel like we get so like this time of year is also kind of hard on both. I feel like hard on both of us because she has so much things going on, like with the practices and the recitals.
Well, now, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And everything. It's like, and then like normally we have family come stay with us a couple weeks in the summertime. Mm-hmm. Then we have like my mom's coming soon, you know.
And I'm excited to see you, mom-in-law.
Oh yeah. Oh, we wasn't supposed to talk to her about her. But yeah, so my mom's coming soon. So then that's another thing. We're like, okay, now we gotta try to carve off things. How are we gonna sneak time together while she's here? Which we just gonna leave her here with Phoenix and just leave.
I mean, I don't think she would mind, but I'm not gonna do that.
That's her queen diva, so they can be divas together.
Divas in the house together.
Right. So it's like It is something that you have to be mindful of, and that's the one thing. I think I've had a conversation with a couple of my friends before. I'm like, it's something that you have to do, and I know one of my friends, him and his wife, they go, they drop their kids off quick.
I love it, love that for them.
They drop them kids off quick, and I said, and that's how. But that's what you need to do to keep the bond strong, keep it going strong, and so, and I mean,
I think also sharing in each other's hobbies,
right.
Right? You say right?
Right.
Okay.
We shoot guns. That's our hobby.
That's a hobby we have together.
We haven't been able to do it because the child.
But I think that's a really good avenue, is like trying to share in each other's hobbies.
Babe, we still have 4 hours each of go-kart racing that we got to use.
Oh yeah, but we're not gonna do that. We did. I don't know why. We thought it was a good idea. We were like, we had what was it? Was it for my birthday or was it just a date out?
It was like an anniversary day out.
Okay, yeah, and we were like, let's go go-kart racing.
We spent the whole day. We spent the whole day just doing random stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know why we thought that was gonna be fun because we literally did like one race but one race was like 10 laps, and we was like,
I'm good.
I'm done. Like he was like, you want to go again? I was like, no, I really don't. Like
it
sounded like it was gonna be really fun, and then once we did it after like lap number 4, I am so over this.
I got an email last week from K1 talking about
when y'all coming back. I don't think we are, guys. I don't, unless we get absolutely desperate and we just so happen to have a few hours to ourselves because we already paid for them, you know.
And I also feel like with Summer, her summer has really been booked. Birthday parties, get-togethers, play dates. Mm-hmm. It's like it's a lot, and it's like I get about 65 hours off of work.
Goodbye.
That's what it felt like. 65 hours off before I go back to work. And I feel like she take up 48 of them.
Bye. Goodbye. No, she don't.
Yes, you do.
No, she don't.
Yes, you do.
No,
and
she
then
don't.
the other day she was like, Dad. I said, yeah. Something. I said, oh, yeah? Okay. I couldn't tell you what she said. But
you see how we talking about her again?
Right, right.
Like it's...
Right. But, right.
It just naturally
So yeah. Like I said. So it's very hard to get out of that pocket because it's like she consumes not only my time but my brain.
Yeah, but it's important because I honestly don't want to look up one day and she's about to be out the house and I'll be like, okay, so I really haven't liked you for the past.
But I need you to stay here.
I really haven't liked you for like the past 8 years, and I think this is a perfect opportunity for us to explore
other avenues.
Other avenues since Phoenix is gone. Like
this is the perfect time for us to get into who we are.
Right. I think all those things that you talked about, I think you really should go pursue them. Like I really don't want to get to that point.
And if you forgot any of the things you said, we have them on video.
Yeah, right. So you go ahead and do that. Like, you know, in my mind, like I have this fantasy of like when she leaves or if she goes off to school or she goes off to travel the world or whatever. And it's just me and you and like we're retired and stuff. And it's going to be one of those things.
I'm walking around naked.
I know you can't wait to walk around naked. But just like, you know, just us just living our life. If we decide to travel, we go off and then she's just like, where are you guys at? Somewhere where you're not going to be because it's just me and your daddy.
She could why y'all turn your location off? Don't worry about that.
Because we grown.
We need to know where you at, not the other way around.
Because we grown.
Me and your mama, we catching flights.
But I really want to be able to like cultivate that relationship. Like I really don't want to lose sight of like why I like you. You know what I mean? Like I think
would you like to tell people why you like me? Because they probably think I just abuse you.
They don't think that you abuse me. I like you because honestly, because you make me laugh. I feel safe with you. Like I feel like I can trust you. I've always kind of felt that way with you. Like I always felt like when we were teenagers, he never made me feel pressured by anything. We always had a good time. You didn't mind sitting in the library with me because I liked being in the library and you were just like, okay, this is a good time. And I genuinely felt that even if you didn't like being in the library with me, you were there because you wanted to be with me.
That's exactly what the case was.
So, but I felt that, you know, so that made me like, you know, feel kind of warm and fuzzy inside. And that's why I always say you weren't like the other guys. When I say that you weren't like the other guys, it's because I could genuinely feel something that was genuine from you. Like you wanted to hang out with me because of who I was. And you weren't trying to pressure me into doing anything. You never tried to push me into anything. We had a good time. I mean, you know, you did your homework. That was already, you know.
Because I did homework.
I said, listen, this guy makes good grades. This guy makes good grades.
Your bar was kind of low, huh?
No, it wasn't low. I'm just saying. I was like, you know, it's not going to be one of those things where I had to push you to get your together. You already had it together. And then once we start dating, I was like, he can do my shit too.
But then 8 years later, you had to push me to get my shit together. So I guess you chose poorly.
Shut up, babe. But I knew the potential for you to eventually get your shit together was there. I've seen it.
And you can only see that potential because she wasn't around.
I can still see your potential.
I ain't nobody special.
You're special to me, and that's all that matters.
that was a test you passed.
Goodbye. But yeah, so I mean, when I heard the clip, I was like, that's the realest thing I've ever heard.
That's my
Because
life.
sometimes you really just like, I miss my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just miss being able to just throw our clothes on and go to a movie.
Right.
Or go to
Right.
or go to like the downtown and go to Eureka Burger and just and just grab a burger. Or like a friend calls and be like, oh my gosh, y'all want to meet us and such, and we'd be like,
Yeah, let's
yeah.
go.
You know what I mean? Or just us randomly, like how we used to do picnics in the park.
Yeah.
Like just
I just
random
felt like
stuff.
I felt like when we got to the place financially where we could do whatever we wanted, she interrupted our life.
Goodbye. She did not. She did not.
I
She
feel
absolutely
like, I
did
feel like
not.
she wasn't around for the struggle year, so she don't appreciate what we got.
What?
Because she think we rich.
I tried to let her know that we are not.
She
That's
think
not
we
a
rich.
thing. That's not. I
Because
tell
when
her
she
that's
told
not a thing.
when she told me, "Don't worry, Dad, you'll pay for breakfast, Mommy will pay for
Yeah,
dinner."
okay.
Ma'am.
She said, Mom, you have to pay for dinner so Daddy doesn't use all his money. I said, babe, all the money is the same money. I said, it doesn't matter whether it comes off a dad's card or mom's card. It's all the same money. And she was looking like, okay, you just pay for dinner because I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know
But
what you
you
mean.
pay for dinner and Dad pays for breakfast, so you don't use all his
And we
money.
still talking about her.
Right. It just
And this whole episode is proof that clip is fact.
it just
Because
happens.
they just consume your time. They consume your time and your thoughts, and then they occupy almost 100% of your short-term memory.
And then as they get older, they gonna act like you didn't even exist.
Didn't do nothing.
She gonna be like, listen,
I
don't call me. I'll call you.
I don't think she's. I think she's gonna be under us her whole life.
I don't want her to be under us her whole life.
I think
because I feel like if she's under us her whole life, I don't. And here's the thing, like this goes into a whole different avenue. But I feel for myself, if she stays under us in the sense where she doesn't have that innate feeling to want to get out into the world and be independent and do her own thing and explore and do all that and be able to like manage life and take care of herself, it would make me feel some type of way as a parent. Because
let me rephrase what I mean.
Okay.
What I mean is that she's gonna go out and do her thing.
Okay.
But she's gonna sleep here.
no, I don't want her to sleep here.
She may catch a flight and spend
She
2-3
will
weeks
always
here.
have. She will always have a home, and I want her to know and
She
feel that
will.
she will always have a
We
home.
just gonna take a little bit off.
But I want her to want
To leave. Oh, yeah.
her own home
Yeah.
and to want her own space.
Well, look here.
Like,
I can tell you right now, if I was a fortune teller, I would tell you that she's gonna want a car ASAP. She's gonna want a phone.
she's
ASAP.
definitely gonna want to be like out there.
She's gonna want a phone ASAP, and she's gonna want to be in them streets.
Yeah.
I'm at my friend's house. That's who she is. That's who she is.
No,
That's who she is.
I'm gonna have to like. I want her to do all of the things, but be like, listen, these 2 lines.
Yeah.
Don't go outside these 2 lines.
And to double back, I do feel like, to the clip's point, it is true, and I think this is something. I do think that's a reason for why people divorce,
What?
because they lose sight of their friend.
Oh yeah.
And because it goes from being a friendship and a marriage to just an obligation. And if you don't feed that marriage or friendship, then then it's like, why am I here?
And
Like,
not only that, I think what happens too, you get to a point. Okay, so when we know that we need bubble time, right? And you're short tempered, I'm short tempered, I'm getting on your nerves, you're getting on my nerves. If we continue to choose to settle into those feelings, then eventually your brain is going to start telling you a story about me that you're going to believe. My brain is going to start telling me a story about you that I believe. And then, like how you say, the contempt and everything will start to settle in. All the little things that weren't a nuisance before will now become a nuisance. And if you fester in that long enough, you're going to like grow apart, and then you're going to have like a contempt for that person, right? And that's how you get to a point where you literally don't like a person. Like you could be like, I don't know who you are because you're not the person that I fell in love with. I mean, but you really ain't talked to me in like 6 months, and we've been fighting for like the past 4.5,
Right.
and
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
So it definitely, I
That's
can
why-
definitely see how that happens when you let that go on for long term.
Right. That's why for me personally, when I started to feel that way, I just doubled down on loving you.
Oh, do you? It takes a little bit of work for me. I'm gonna be honest for you.
Oh, I know.
It takes a little because, and I think this goes back for me. I don't know if it's like, I don't want to say psychological conditioning, but just how my brain be wired sometimes, and that's why I try to be mindful of it. Is I get into these headspaces where I'll be like, okay, if he wants to be that way, be that way. Like I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's almost like if you want to make things better, go ahead and make things better. I'm not, because I didn't do anything. And then after like a day or two, I'll be like, you know, you're wrong. And then I kind of come back to my senses, and then I'm kind of like,
I'm happy I got this
Okay.
on record. Because people would think been
you
calling
have
me.
it on record before. I've said it before.
People be saying I'm crazy. I'm like, no, she be mistreating me.
No,
man.
I don't mistreat
She
you.
on
I don't
purpose.
mistreat you.
Under the guise of matching energy.
Okay, I don't mistreat you, but I know how I can get in my headspace when we're not on the same page. Like, because sometimes we don't even be in the same book.
What page 15 on?
Bye. When we don't even be in the same book, I just be like,
I'll be dropping little gems
This
people don't
cat.
hear.
you be what?
Dropping little gems people don't hear them.
Maybe because you're the only person that understands them.
Everybody know what page 15 on from. That's from the wood. Love
Okay, babe.
video.
But people probably don't even be thinking that far back.
Oh my God. Now you just call me old.
No, I'm just saying, like, people don't be even thinking that far back.
All right.
But
y'all spend time with each other. Because look here, let me tell you something. There's a 100% chance that them kids gonna leave you. If you put love into your marriage, that won't leave you.
Love
Love and work.
or time.
Or love is time.
Time and effort.
Yeah, that's love.
Time and effort. I don't know. It just made me think about something. No, I agree. Time and effort.
Mm-hmm.
Time and
You was
effort.
gonna say something wild, huh?
I was,
Mm-hmm.
but
Go ahead and say it.
I thought before I spoke. So therefore, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, basically, like time and effort is what it takes
And that
to stay
thing.
connected.
And that thing.
Okay. I don't know.
You gotta make her bite her lip.
Okay.
Massage your head.
Good darn bye. Okay. With that being said, we're gonna hop right into our 2 cents.
I got 17
17 what?
cents.
Okay. All right. Give me your opinion about this one. Okay. This one says, my ex-wife is dating a 5-time convicted felon.
Bad
Okay.
boy.
What you gonna do? Okay. I recently discovered that my ex-wife is dating a 5-time convicted felon with 18 misdemeanors and 31 total arrests. I learned that he has 2 daughters, 8 and 5, both of which he had with separate women. Both of those women have active restraining orders against him, and one of them filed charges of domestic violence and assault. All of this within the past 5 years. I have 2 kids with my ex-wife. We adore them dearly, and I am certainly an overprotective dad. When I ran my ex's boyfriend's background report, my jaw dropped to the floor. The absolute worst case scenario. My ex has been seeing him for 2 months and is clearly still in the honeymoon phase of the relationship. So I'm sure he's told her everything she'd want to hear in order to make her feel fine and comfortable with his extensive record. I, of course, see it for what it is and have legitimate concern over what this man is capable of once the rubber meets the road in their relationship. My question is, what recourse do I have in the situation to ensure my kids never see this man again? Protection order, legal assistance, anything that I may consider to ensure my kids are not subjected to potentially violent behavior with my ex or, God forbid, them. I'd assume that given the extent of his record, I'd have the judge on my side in virtually any given scenario. I have a completely clear record. Any advice on how to proceed would be greatly appreciated. I'm considering all legal options.
She want a bad boy. I don't really see the issue here.
I think the biggest concern that he has is that he's around his children.
I get that concern.
Yeah.
I get that. I said issue, not concern.
Okay.
Because even the domestic violence that was against, we can't say that's true or not, right?
Yeah.
I do feel like it's wild that you ran a background check, but
I don't think that's wild.
I like it.
I don't think that's wild.
never-
I would want to know whoever my children are going to be around. If you decide to date somebody, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know who this chick is or where she come from.
What I would do is I would just try to get legal custody of the children as long as she's with him.
I think that's a little.
No, it's not, because
That's not a
if
little
you want to protect them, because here's the thing: most men are protective of their children.
Right.
Some men are not. Some men, if it's not their children, they don't care.
They don't care.
They don't
Yeah.
care less because it's
Yeah.
not their children. So that's why I say I would pursue full custody as long as she's with him, or have some type of restraining order where he can't be around the kids. I would make it tough. He would have to prove himself to me, because I'm not saying that people can't change, but I can't just step out here on blind faith and just believe that you're going to do right by my children. So
you basically are kind of saying that you would make it difficult for him to be with your ex-wife and possibly put him in a situation where he would be like, you're too much to have to deal with.
No, it's not on him.
Because that's what it's going to be.
It's not on him. It's on the ex-wife.
I know, but what I'm saying
You
is
want to be with this fellow, or you want your kids?
okay, but what I'm saying is the gentleman who has the felonies, he may think that your ex-husband is doing way too much, right? And just to avoid anything, I think you and I should just we done.
Problem solved. Either way.
But do you think that's fair to the mom when she's trying to
it
move
don't
on and
matter.
have a happy
And
life?
and like we just had the whole episode about, it ain't about her. It's about the kid. Make better choices.
Really? Okay, but do you is he his choices?
What?
Is he his choices?
Is he what?
Is he his choices?
The felon?
Like,
Yes.
is that the sum of who he is? Just his choices?
It's the sum of who he is to this point. He can change.
Okay, and what if he has changed?
Again, prove to me that you've changed.
He can't if you're sitting there constantly trying to take him to court because you don't want him around your children.
I'm not taking him to court. I'm taking the woman to court to get my children.
Okay.
What's that got to do with
I'm
him?
not going to argue with that.
You can't argue.
I mean, I can. I'm just not going to.
You wouldn't understand. You a woman. You just said I make you feel safe, and then you don't leave your children in an unsafe environment.
Well, first of all, chances are that I probably wouldn't get with someone who's been arrested 31 times and has all these felonies. Like, I'm not gonna say like I'd never, but
Yeah.
I mean, knowing who I am, chances are that's not who I personally would go for. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But again, like, I don't know, because when you look at a person or you get to know a person and you can see beyond whatever they've done in their past.
You want a bad boy, don't you? Bad boy, what you gonna do? This has been another episode of Life After I Do.
Do. We switching roles now?
If you're not already, you can follow us on all social media.
Platforms.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, OnlyPans.
You cannot follow us
You
on
can
no
write into
OnlyFans.
us at lifeafterdopodcast@gmail.com,
You can also text to us on all the digital streaming platforms.
in which you receive your podcast.
New episodes happen
New
every Wednesday.
episodes happen every Wednesday. Until next time, peace.
Peace.